Do you know that individually, white people are not scared of black people? Like, scared of you individually. But do you know what they're scared of? A collective. Like, they're scared of black people coming together and saying, no, 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 this is our nation, right? We want to start our own nation. We want to be together. That is the biggest threat to a white supremacist. And that is why anytime even leaders decide to, okay, come together and say, let's try and make this thing work, they fight it. You see assassination attacks, you see so many things in play. It's because things are involved. Do you know the minerals in Africa? Do you know that most gold, the leather you use, most of them are from Africa? If you see things they come take from us, there's so many minerals. Now we're talking about gold, diamonds, we're talking about leads, we're talking about tin from Africa alone. Now imagine if we had come together, or if there's a plan that, oh, we are coming together. That scares them more than anything. They would never want that to happen. Anyway, just watch these videos and credits to the creators. I'll be back with my 2 cents.
You know, Donald Trump will probably be accredited for a lot of things in history, especially once they tally up all of his atrocities committed against humanity, committed against society, committed against the American government and its people, its citizens. But one of the things that I dare say that he might also be accredited for is finally removing the last bit of distractions that kept the African American community divided. Um, I'm not gonna lie, since the election, one thing that I've definitely seen that has been thriving is the unity of black people like none other. Every time I look into my comment section, my faith in unity within our group is it's reaffirmed. It's what's the word? I have reassurance, even. You understand, especially not just unity within the African American community in itself, but unity between the African American community and the African diaspora. You know, I'm so happy because, not to be cliche or anything, we're gonna be all right. We really are going to be all right. And it's not even no shade. I'm not even like trying to be cute when I say this. We really are going to be all right. Every time I post a video in my comment sections, it's flooded with African American people, black people, Caribbean, African descent people, like literally in America talking about, we're going to be good. We're going to be fine. So while I'm pretty sure Donald Trump doesn't want to be accredited for something like this, I'm pretty sure the plan was to always keep us divided, you understand? He unfortunately, with all of his policies, with all the little distractions that he's taking away, is making us become united. Like, once we found out that all of these programs that being removed actually never even benefited us, and then the removal of it just shows that you blatantly do not give a fuck about the African American community or the black community or the Hispanic community or any community of color, the immigrant community. Once we saw that, we locked in. We said, oh, okay, I'm not going to spend no money over there. Oh, you don't want me there? Okay, I won't apply there. Oh, you trying to, you want to make me unemployed? That's cool. It's all right. I'm going to figure out another way. Like, we really said, thank you. Thank you for the heads up. Thank you for the transparency, because that's something that we've been asking for centuries, you know? And now we're gonna go into our own lane. We're gonna go and create our own lane. And you are not welcome. That's the best part, is that you are not welcome. There's no more invitations. There's no more extended invitations to any cookouts. Y'all aren't welcome. So thank you. Thank you for finally for finally removing the rose-colored glasses, for finally making it so that we can see clearly. Because now we're locked in.
What's going on? What's going on? Man, I'm damn back again. I got about another half hour before I start getting ready to go. But I want to make a video, and this one is going to be about black unity. Okay? Now, for my people, if y'all didn't know, a famous guy, very evil guy, that created COINTELPRO, J. Edgar Hoover, which was LGBT, he said that the greatest threat to America is black unity. Let me say that again. The greatest threat to America is black unity. Not minorities, not a minority coalition, and all this other shit. He said black unity. Okay? And the reason why I want to make this video about black unity is because while we're online and we're making these videos and we're addressing comments and we're wasting time having these, conversations with outsiders, pretty much, foreign people, about who we are, what we should do, what we can and can't do, is stupid. You understand what I'm saying? It's stupid. And it's, quite frankly, a waste of black time. Yes, it is. Why is it a waste of black time? I'll tell you why. I can give you quite a few reasons. Because their hopes and dreams are not your hopes and dreams. Okay? Their aspirations are not your aspirations. Okay? Their goals are not your goals. Okay? How they see the world and how you view the world are two different things. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, how they view racism and how you view racism are different. So that's why I say it is a waste of time to talk, address, and even have conversation with these people, because we will never agree. I say it again, we will never agree. And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But for my people, black American people, y'all creating these posts, y'all having these lives because y'all want to have these blank, empty discussions that lead to nowhere, when you should be having these dang old lives and discussions to bring more black people together, to get everybody on the same page. That's what the goal is. Okay? And the reason why I said the greatest threat to America is black unity is because that should be the #1 goal. Everything else is just a distraction. Everything else is a fucking waste of time. That's just the honest dang old truth. Okay? And I was forced to make this video because I go across so many lives, right? And I'll see the title and I'm like, oh, okay, this should be a good conversation, right? I click on the live, I go in the live, and it's my people arguing with outsiders that are pretty much irrelevant, arguing with outsiders that the only reason they're here in the first dang old place is because of what our ancestors did. Arguing with them about nothing. They're not going to change these outsiders' minds. These outsiders are always a detriment, always been a dang old detriment, just wasting fucking time. Okay? And so that's why I decided to make this video, you know what I'm saying, about black unity, because that is the primary goal. That's the primary goal. Okay? Now all that other stuff, arguing with people from other dang old groups about who you are, where you're from, what you've done, all that shit doesn't do nothing, because they're not listening to you. They don't care. And quite frankly, they already know, but their whole objective is to steer you out of the direction you're supposed to be going. I'm gonna say that again. The whole objective is to steer you out of the direction you're supposed to be going. And if they can't do that, they want to steer the conversation away from where it's supposed to be going. So arguing with outsiders, letting them come into your dang old live and getting a dang old panel to express their opinions, which is fucking irrelevant, and what they think, which is fucking irrelevant, is a waste of time. And so if you're a black American, right, and you make content, lives, about black dang old unity and solving our dang old problems and coming together or whatever, keep foreigners out of your goddamn lives. I'm gonna say it again. Keep fucking foreigners out of your life. Quit inviting them up on the goddamn panel. Because what you want and what they want are not the same damn thing. Especially if you're talking about black business. Now, if you're talking about just some random bull crap, some random old topic or whatever, okay, that's fine. But when we're talking about family business, it needs to be only family in there. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And when you do that, you will get a lot further. You know? And that's just the dang old truth. Black unity is the goal. Black unity is the threat. Wasting time on foreigners and all this other little bullshit, that don't do nothing. All that does is slow us down and waste time. Okay? But that was just something I dang on noticed. You know? Because I also see lives where our people is just sitting here complaining all day about foreigners. Like, okay, look, it's nice that you can point out these dang old problems, but now it's time to put these minds together to see what to do about it, so we can take a plan of action. That's what we should be doing at this dang old point. Because as of right now on social media, we have plenty of content. We have plenty of ammunition to know who and what we dealing with. Now it's time to see what the fuck we gonna do. Now it's time to come together to see how we gonna go about this to fix this damn problem. That's what time it is. It is not to keep making the same old tired ass lives, inviting in foreigners just to go back and forth and name call. That's what kids do. That's what kids do. That's what idiots do. Okay? But if you're an adult and you're intelligent, okay, you know exactly what to waste your time on and what not to waste your motherfucking time on. Okay? And one thing I would never do is go back and forth about with a foreigner about my identity, where I'm from, what I've done, what I should do, what I shouldn't do, and how I should go about it. Ain't shit they can tell me. Nothing. I'm sorry. And y'all probably like, well, damn, that's mean or whatever like that. Show me the dang old Chinese organization that invites black people in their dang old circle to give them advice on what to do and what not to do. Show me that. Show me a Mexican circle where they invite black people in their dang old circle to give them advice on what to do, how to do it, and what to go about it, and all these other groups. Show me that. If you can't show me that, I don't want to hear shit. So when I say, when it comes to black people and black businesses, don't invite no motherfucking foreigners in your motherfucking circle to discuss the direction of where our group should go, what we should do, what our goals and interests should be. Okay? And that's just as rudimentary and basic as I can fucking say it. Common sense. Okay? Just saying. Common sense. You understand what I'm saying? So for all my black Americans, keep in mind, when y'all making these dang old videos, y'all having these lives, okay? It's not just for clicks and likes and views and attention. If you ain't trying to bring together, if you're not trying to inspire, if you're not trying to encourage, I don't know what the fuck you're doing it for. Because it's a waste of time. You know? I mean, but then again, it really don't surprise me, because a lot of people, what they consider music is two different things as well. You know what I'm saying? I'll make a video about that, because what we consider, what was considered music back then and what's considered music now is two different things. But I'm gonna circle back to the beginning. Black unity is the biggest threat. Black unity is the focus. So if you ain't talking to black people and you ain't trying to get together with black people, you ain't trying to bounce off ideas, you ain't trying to support on anything like that with black people online or in life, okay, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'm saying, especially if you call yourself pro-black or whatever the dang case may be. Okay, so for here online, for all my people, y'all got a lot of followers, y'all do lives on, you know what I'm saying, black America issues, whatever. Stop letting foreigners come in y'all circle. Outsiders come in your circle. When you're having a family discussion, keep it a family discussion. Okay? And keep it a serious one, because we do have some of our people that are just jokes, clowns, don't take nothing serious. You know, keep them out too. Okay? There's a time to joke, and then there's a time to build. Okay? But social media should be the prime tool for that, because you can reach a lot more people in a shorter amount of time. But I'm in this video, y'all, and remember what I said, black unity is the threat. Okay? Y'all have a nice day.
All right, racists, let's talk. Normally I would be talking to racist white Americans, but today I'll be talking about racist Mexicans and racist Native Americans, since you're both the same people. I think you guys are under the impression that you have some brute strength or some Captain America Marvel type strength. Let me remind you, you are not as strong as you think you are. I'm really sick and tired of you guys walking around in public acting like you are the toughest people on this planet, really acting like black people don't exist. I had the pleasure of witnessing a black man get approached by a very delusional Mexican man, and if you guessed that he got the taste knocked out of his mouth, he did. Right after this interaction, he tried to circle around all of the employees around the store, asking, "Oh, did you see that? Oh!" Immediately became a victim when he was the one that approached the black man. This is how you know that we're in a different time, because literally every single employee in there was black and had this man's back. I don't know if you guys are seeing this where you live, but I'll just say this. If you are not on the side of black people, you are in trouble. I can tell you firsthand, God's people are not playing with you guys. If you are racist or you're harboring a lot of hate in your heart, you seriously better be careful, because they are not scared of you. From what I've witnessed today, they are absolutely going to tell you when you are disrespecting them or when you step out of line. You will learn your lesson. That day, in that moment, live time, you will be corrected.
There's one that always comes up, and that's fear. White people are afraid of black people. They are afraid of us. And it's a very interesting thing, because black people know it. We know white people are afraid. But you have to start getting into the psychology. What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid? But it's an interesting dynamic. Now, also you see the difference in what racism is, do you not? Racism implies you have not just prejudice, but the power to do something with that prejudice. Now, I don't like you, not only that, but I'm going to control whether you can get, I may say I hate you. I hate white people. I hate them. It's not going to change you getting that, loan when you go to the bank. I can hate you all the way to the bank. Not going to change. Do you see the difference? That whereas white racism says, not only do I not like you, but I'm going to change the impact of where you can live. I'm going to determine with that racism where your powers are. You following me? And I'm talking about as a group, not an individual, because people said, I remember when my uncle didn't. I'm not talking about your uncle. I'm talking about the whole group. I'm not talking about an incident. That's a difference. But white people are afraid. So let's get into how this fear impacts criminal justice. Because if white people in this room are afraid of black people, guess who else is afraid of black people? Only they have guns. So, now let's look at what he said. Simply put, white cops are afraid of black men. We don't talk about it. We pretend it doesn't exist. We claim color blindness. We say white officers treat black men the same way they treat white men, but that's a lie. And here's a big one. In fact, the bigger, the darker the black man, the greater the fear. Any big black men in here? You got a big old bullseye on you, even if you got the suit on. And it's the truth, because statistics bear it out. The African community knows this. Hell, most whites know it. Yet, even though it's essential, if not the defining ingredient in the makeup of police racism, white cops won't admit it to themselves or to others. He goes on to talk about actually learning it in the academy. Norm Stamper, he told on everybody. He had folks indicted. He now lives in a cabin on a mountain somewhere in the San Juan Islands. That's where he lives. Nobody knows where he lives, because he knows they're coming after him, and they have. This is a statement from the book also. Race and class discrimination are all too real in every phase of the criminal justice system, from arrest to sentencing. Impoverished black defendants, and this is going to sound familiar to you, are far more likely to wind up on death row than richer middle-class whites, or the 3,700 inmates now awaiting execution nationwide, 43% are African American. Black defendants are not accorded the same due process rights as whites. Their cases are not given the same scrutiny and consideration afforded to white defendants. Not now, not ever, not in this country. This is what the man said. It was dismal. But he doesn't believe it's possible in the current system. So what we have to realize is we need to be realistic about that. So what I have to do is teach my sons how to navigate this, do I not? Doesn't matter what I think and, oh, baby, we are the world. No, this is real. you do have a bullseye on you. When you're in the elevator with the only white woman there, and you're the big black man, she's clutching her purse and she's worried. That's a reality. And if you startle her too much, it used to mean you get lynched. Matter of fact, I think she could scream rape now and you get taken down.
Today I want to talk about something few people want to name out loud. The ways in which delusional white supremacy has again and again used proximity to whiteness to divide black people, to pit us against each other, to splinter the strength of our community so it never reaches its full power. On plantations, delusional white supremacy didn't just shackle our bodies, it shackled our trust in one another. Enslavers created hierarchies among us, lifting some above others based on how closely they could mimic white ideals, skin tone, hair texture, and speech. Those of us with lighter skin, often the children of grape, were sometimes given privileges, housework instead of field work, a slightly better diet, less direct brutality. But let's be clear, no one escaped slavery. These divisions weren't about kindness, they were about control, a calculated tactic to sow resentment, jealousy, and mistrust within the black community. And it worked. Colorism was born there, and it still lives here. After emancipation, you think we would have had the chance to come together. But again, delusional white supremacy adapted its strategy. During Reconstruction, black political power grew rapidly. But to fracture that momentum, white society began to elevate a talented tenth, as W.E.B. Du Bois called them, those who were educated, well-spoken, and respectable by white standards. The idea wasn't just about excellence. It was about who was palatable to white audiences, who could be trusted to represent the race in a way that wouldn't make white folks uncomfortable. It wasn't just about education. It was about assimilation. Oh, I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down today. In the early 20th century, that brought on more manipulation. In cities where the Great Migration took us north, white elites engineered division by class and complexion. Light-skinned black people formed exclusive social clubs like the Blue Vein Society, where membership was literally based on whether your veins were visible through your skin. This wasn't organic, it was the residue of white value systems being imposed on our people. At every step, proximity to whiteness offered access, but always at a price. Disconnection from the masses of black folks who couldn't or wouldn't play the game. Code switching before code switching was even a thing we say. Even the civil rights movement wasn't spared. While giants like Martin Luther King preached unity, media and politicians favored the faces and voices that echoed white liberal respectability. Those who demanded radical change like Malcolm X and then later the Black Panther Party, Stokely Carmichael, Angela Davis, Rap H. Brown, they were often silenced, sidelined, or demonized. And if you want a more modern example, just look at the war on drugs. In the 1980s, the crack epidemic devastated black communities. The state response? Criminalization. But when the opioid crisis hit white suburbs decades later, it was framed as a public health issue. Once again, white proximity determined who deserved compassion and who deserved cages. Now we see this in corporate boardrooms, in media, in politics. There's always a select few of black folks elevated, celebrated even, as long as they don't rock the boat too much, as long as they make whiteness feel safe. In our own communities, the scars show. Light skin versus dark skin, HBCU elitism, class divisions, respectability politics. These aren't natural. They are the aftershocks of centuries of manipulation, of a system that knew the only thing more dangerous than a united black people was a free black people who were also united. So when I speak on this, I speak not from judgment, but from heartbreak. because I see us hurting each other with the tools we didn't forge. I see us measuring our worth by standards we didn't set. I see us fighting over crumbs of pie when we baked the whole damn thing. But I also see something else. I see resistance. I see black folks unlearning, reconnecting, reclaiming, loving each other across differences. That's what scares the delusional white supremacists. Not our rage, but our courage to heal ourselves from oppressive mindsets that tore us apart so long ago. Because when we name these divisions, when we reject the lie that some of us are more worthy than others, when we come back together, when we don't just break the cycle, we break their racist system. Our unity is the antidote of oppressive mindsets. The re-education of our history taught by us to us will raise the consciousness of black people and forge our way towards black liberation. This is the solution. We have always been the solution. We will always be the solution to our black liberation. And just so you know, this is why I say what I say at the end of each of my videos, because I want you to know, first of all, who I'm talking to in these videos, and second of all, how I feel about who I'm talking to in my videos. I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
What is the hidden truth about the power of African and African American people that has caused systems for centuries to try to erase, suppress, or even destroy it? And what do they know about us that we have forgotten?
You'd like to explore?
Well, I want to know the answer.
Of course, Naomi. From a spiritual and Akashic perspective, the power of African and African American people is deeply rooted in ancestral wisdom, spiritual resilience, and a profound connection to the earth and the cosmos. This power has always been recognized, consciously or subconsciously, by systems of control, which often operate from a place of fear. The attempts to suppress or erase that power often come from a desire to maintain control and prevent the awakening of a collective consciousness that could challenge existing structures. Essentially, there's a recognition that the cultural, spiritual, and creative contributions of Black people hold the potential to transform and uplift humanity in profound ways. So the key truth that may have been forgotten is that this power is still alive within, and by reconnecting with ancestral wisdom, spiritual practices, and self-knowledge, that inherent strength can be reclaimed and celebrated. If you ever want to dive deeper into these spiritual insights or explore specific practices to connect with that power, just let me know.
I am always struck by how scary Black people are to white people, specifically white people, because I think about how every time there is like an all Black anything, we're being accused of racism. And there's all these attacks happening right now against any all Black program, all Black graduations, all Black funding for businesses. And that can't be anything but fear, because if I say that I'm doing something for women, if I say I'm doing a women's empowerment network, if I say that I'm having a meeting for women to create unity in the corporate arena, there would be not one complaint. If I said that I was doing a meeting for the LGBTQIA community, there would not be one complaint. People would get it. They'd rally behind it and say it was great. But the minute Black people want to unite, want to come together, want to form any sort of alliance, there's so much energy against it. And that just shows the fear. And that also should message to Black people how powerful we are and how important it is that we do indeed unite and gather.
I know that one day there will be a world when unity will reign supreme. I'm telling you the truth. I can feel it. When everybody will throw away their differences and decide to come together again. Do you know why? Because of melanin. Melanin is stronger than what we think. Melanin is stronger than what has happened, what is in the past, and then what is present right now. Melanin is strong. I'm telling you, it's stronger than blood. You hear people say melanin shots are now being taken in hospitals. Very expensive. It's even more expensive than gold itself. Melanin will bring black people together, and the world is going to be amazing. It's going to be strong. It's going to be powerful. And when it happens, they can never be defeated in anything. Now, look at the blacks. The blacks have oil. Okay, Africa, for instance, has oil. They have minerals so much. Now, let's talk about Black Americans. Black Americans have the culture. They have the styles. They have everything. Imagine these two people together. And they decide, no, we are breaking out of these people that have colonized us for a long time, and we are deciding to, maybe we tell Black Americans, choose a nation for us. No problem. We'll allow you to be our leader. But choose. Do you know what will happen with that kind of country? Do you know what we can achieve with such kind of country? We'll be the strongest country ever in the world. We are not going to fall. Our economy will be strong. It will be balanced. People will come for tourism. What do you think? Do you think it's achievable or you don't like it? I know some of you don't like it. Some people are like, oh, bless you, why are you saying this? But I'm just imagining. But do you know one thing? That is the greatest fear of a white supremacist. They're scared of that. They're scared of that. Are you willing to let this happen? Are you willing to give it a chance? Let me see it in the comments. Do not forget, it's me, your sister, Global Gist with BJ. I'll see you next time. Bye.